It is a calamity that has taken over the world, and we are seeing rich countries getting richer while poor nations continue getting poorer. Brain drain has become one of the biggest economic hurdles to overcome for many developing nations. It has made it almost impossible for any of the poorer nations to join the ranks of the 30 or so existing advanced economies. In this video, we'll be answering the following critical questions. How is brain drain making rich countries richer and poor countries poorer? Is there any solution that the developing nations have come up with to stop this menace? Join us today as we crack down on this issue. And without further ado, let's get into it. When we talk about an advanced economy, we certainly mean a country that has GDP per capita of at least $20,000 per year at the absolute minimum. This is a country with advanced, highly technical industries, a fairly regulated and well-functioning market system, and a good source on the Human Development Index. Brain drain is a process in which the highly educated and productive participants in an economy leave their home country to achieve better opportunities in another country. This move could be motivated by better salaries, a better lifestyle, or other saddening factors like leaving a country because of violence, corruption, or persecution. Unfortunately, it is the most productive members of economies around the world that are moving from developing nations to advanced economies. Much of this move is actually because of lower rates of violence in advanced economies and the good-paying jobs found there. Let's say, for example, a doctor in India earns an average salary of 800,000 rupees, which is about $10,000 US. Of course, quite a decent salary. And then he gets qualified to go to the United States. There, he would potentially be earning something 10 times higher than his usual salary, which would make him prefer the United States more than his home country. The United States will also accrue him lots of other benefits, like a good working environment, great technology, and security. You can actually smell the kind of damage his home country would have received. Remember, he is not the only one who got this opportunity. There could be tens of thousands of productive workers migrating to the United States from this developing country. These workers, while in the United States, would then be paying the most tax, producing the most value, and then having the highest chances of driving innovation to make the country wealthier. And this in turn becomes a loss to their home country. Developing nations are also losing not only in the workforce, but also in education. We can say there are more of giving money to the most advanced nations rather than receiving it. Children and students in developing countries are usually flown out of their country in the form of scholarships sponsored by their countries, at least every year. More money from the economy is usually taken and then contributed to taking the learners to countries with properly advanced economies. Sadly, when they finish studying for their careers, they end up becoming permanent workers in those countries. Also, something killing economic growth in most developing countries, especially in education, is when a child depends on a parent for almost everything. This is quite a different situation from when this same child is in a highly advanced economy. You will definitely find this child going out to produce more value, such that they also work too. So this becomes less expensive for the government and even their parents, as they wouldn't need to spend as much on this child. In short, having children in these countries is cheap. Rich countries have remained to be desirable destinations to live and work. Most advanced countries can easily pick how many skilled workers they want to enter their economy by simply increasing or decreasing the number of skilled worker visas they give out. After the global pandemic and record unemployment rates, combined with low labor force participation, a lot of governments are opening up to record numbers of skilled migrants. Not only will these workers help to fix all other problems of an aging population, but also act as a form of economic stimulus. People moving to a new country will need to buy a lot of new stuff to get themselves established. Talk of new cars, new furniture, new phones, new apartments, new internet plans, and everything else they would be spending money on. This actually turns out to be quite beneficial to that country, as the immigrants will be bringing in money from their various home nations into the host country, and this in turn improves the hosting country's economy. Countries with advanced economies have succeeded in this through a primary path called the student visa program, and this should not be something new to you. We all have come across ads on websites asking us to apply for a visa program to top universities found in developed nations worldwide. Most people have completed a university degree in a developed country, and more likely to be successful if they apply for a working visa after they graduate, because the host country will recognize their degree and be highly confident of the applicant's language skills and ability to be productive enough to at least pass university exams and assignments. University degrees in most schools and advanced economies are significantly more expensive for international students because there are no government pricing controls, combined with lots of demands. So those students usually provide a great source of revenue to these centers of education. Let's say Malaysia, for example. It receives more money from abroad to pay for university fees than it does for petroleum or natural gas. Because this is so lucrative, there has been a trend to make sure that international students get what they pay for no matter what, which is a university degree. This caused multiple scandals where professors were pressurized into passing poorly performing international students just to make sure that the university kept a good reputation for more international students in the future. International students have always dominated places of local students who might have wanted to attend a university but missed out because of their grades. For a local student to be considered in these high-end international universities, then he or she should be able to get higher grades as compared to his or her local counterpart, which only turns out to be unfair for them. But again, they shouldn't be let in just because they were born in the same country the university operates in. It has been a long-time habit where international students are let in at the expense of local students just because they pay more money. It might look like a big problem, but from a macroeconomic perspective, it's almost the perfect way to introduce skilled labor into an economy. A lot of country student visas have allowed students to work part-time jobs while they are still studying. Taking on part-time jobs often helps a host country because they will normally be working on unskilled and not particularly well-paying jobs that people don't care about missing out on. As soon as these students graduate from the university, they fully enter the workforce of the host country. With this, they will be maximizing on their time. They will be adding more value and also paying taxes to a country that never supported them while they were children. This also ensures that advanced economies get the best and brightest workers to progress innovation to make sure that their industries are more advanced and competitive than any other alternatives that come from developing countries that lose their most promising innovators. As I had mentioned earlier, advanced economies will always remain a desirable choice for millions of people worldwide, and this is not only because they offer higher income, but also because they have fewer levels of corruption, pollution, and crime rates. Apart from these countries stand out to be the best in terms of having better access to healthcare, education, and other public utilities. They have firmly held the top 30 ranks in the world, and only a few developing states have ousted some of them. Yes, I mentioned a few developing nations, because it isn't as easy as you might be thinking for any lesser nation to beat a top economy level state. But now the question here is, what have they done or implemented to make them reach the top? Here are some of the steps a nation can take to skip the harsh realities and problems such as brain drain. First, the country needs to get rid of pollution, crime, and corruption while providing better public services. This is much easier said than done for many developing countries, but it highlights the importance of people even in macroeconomics, where the focus tends to be on big industries and trade deals. Next, these countries can heavily invest in industries that have the potential to make them advanced economies. Investment in these industries often involves increasing workers' salaries, so that they have a low desire for leaving the country. This will help these industries get off the ground and in turn boost the economy of these countries. These are some of the key issues that the developing nations need to be giving much of their attention to get their countries at the same bar as the rest. If you think your country has been on the right track to becoming or maintaining an advanced economy, show us a thumbs up and add your suggestions on how a country can become an advanced economy. We will be very much ready to see your thoughts in the comment section and see how much you guys want the world to be a better place for everyone. Meanwhile, this marks the end of our video today. We hope you guys found this video interesting and especially entertaining and informative. Please don't forget to subscribe for more of our content. Thank you for watching, and let's meet in our next video. Bye.